For people who were unfamiliar with the grey life behind the Iron Curtain, communist fashion might seem like a monotonous, restrictive world. In Romania and the USSR, however, this was shaped by contradictions. Access to Western clothing was, of course, limited due to the regime's nationalist agenda, and self-expression through fashion was repressed by rigid communist controls. However, a grey area emerged. A state-controlled fashion system which borrowed subtle Western influences while tightly regulating them, alongside DIY and tailor-made clothing. This unique dynamic emerged from multiple factors, which will be explored in this video. In this documentary, I'll take you through Romania's complex fashion scene under communism, revealing how resilience and a touch of Western influence infiltrated a society defined by conformity. Through research and testimonies, I'll uncover the hidden stories of this challenging yet intriguing era. When the communist regime took power in Romania in 1947, fashion, like all aspects of life, was tightly controlled to align with Stalin's vision. In the 1940s and 1950s, the Soviet Union's push for fashionable attire was tied to Stalin's claim that life has become better and more cheerful, a sentiment also applied to other communist states, including Romania. Fashion was promoted as a symbol of culture and quality of life, countering the capitalist image of socialism as poverty-stricken. The working class was expected to maintain high standards of appearance, yet fashionable clothing was often inaccessible due to limited financial resources and the local industry's inability to produce high-quality garments affordably for a less wealthy population. High fashion clothing was often produced in extremely limited quantities, distributed to major fashion stores in large cities, or reserved for the upper class, including politicians, party officials, factory directors, etc. As a result, many people turned to DIY clothing or commissioned private tailors to replicate fashionable pieces they admired from TV or magazines. In communist Romania, the regime's focus on equality, where everyone was considered a tovarăș, led to an equal treatment of women and men, especially in the workforce. The regime promoted the emancipation of women as part of its ideological framework, encouraging their participation in the workforce and public life. This shift impacted fashion, making clothing more practical and functional while also emphasizing femininity, reflecting the idea of women as both workers and mothers while still embodying attractiveness. Factories were even allowed to borrow Western styles under strict supervision, reflecting a controlled modernization. Tailoring cooperatives and workshops provided individual needs on a small scale, but focused more on practical garments rather than high fashion. The elite, including party officials and diplomats, had access to better quality clothing through diplomatic gifts, travels abroad, or private tailors, highlighting the stark divide between them and ordinary citizens. Fashion houses, as understood today, did not exist. However, after the death of Gheorghe Gheorghiu Dej, Nicolae Ceausescu's regime maintained a complex, often contradictory relationship regarding westernization in fashion. On one hand, Ceausescu sought to portray Romania as a self-reliant and ideologically pure communist state, emphasizing national identity and rejecting evident displays of Western influence. Amid the cooling of Romania-Soviet relations after the 1968 invasion of Czechoslovakia, Nicolae Ceausescu pursued closer ties with the West, marked by events like US President Nixon's 1969 visit and Ceausescu's UK trip. This diplomatic shift brought slight social rest, influencing the clothing industry. By the late 1960s and into the 1970s, garment production subtly reflected Western influences with modestly diverse styles. However, restrictions on extravagance and anti-establishment fashion remained. Ordinary citizens faced limits on imported goods and punishment for adopting politically inappropriate trends, while state-controlled factories ensured a certain censorship. Despite restrictions, the communist regime permitted subtle Western influences to seep into Romanian fashion, including pret-à-porter styles, miniskirts, printed fabrics, knitted garments, and, by the 1980s, oversized suits and coats. These trends reflected the regime's narrative of women's emancipation, showcasing their role as equals in the workforce. Under Nicolae Ceausescu, Western clothing was accessible to elites through foreign travel, while ordinary citizens relied on connections or factory exports, with export designs occasionally available in limited quantities in stores. During Ceausescu's era, personalized tailoring and mass production coexisted, reflecting the regime's controlled embrace of Western influences to balance cultural control and modernity. Central planning prioritized both quantity and quality, producing fashionable garments in limited runs, often in 2 or 3 sizes. Variety was scarce, with high-quality clothing mainly found in major cities in commercial complexes or high-end fashion houses owned by the state. This shortage improved the tailoring industry, as tailors, working from home or small workshops, became essential for altering store-bought items or creating custom outfits. Magazines supported this trend by providing DIY patterns inspired by Western designs, allowing individuals to recreate styles using locally sourced fabrics. In communist Romania, cooperatives held a vital position across various industries, including fashion. Operating under state supervision, these organizations functioned semi-independently to address the needs of local communities. They supplemented state-owned factories and enterprises by focusing on specialized or localized production, as well as the distribution and sale of goods. These cooperatives were organized under unified county unions. The County Union of Craft Cooperatives, Uniunea Județeană a Cooperativelor Meșteșugărești, was part of the cooperative system in communist Romania, managing local craftsmanship activities like tailoring, shoemaking, and carpentry. One of its primary functions was tailoring and clothing production, offering custom garments and alterations to compensate for the limited variety of factory-made clothing available to the general public. Additionally, this union championed craftsmanship by preserving and promoting traditional Romanian techniques in trades such as leatherworking or embroidery. The union demonstrated flexibility in adapting to local needs, making it a vital component of the economy. It provided employment opportunities and filled market gaps left by state-run factories, ensuring essential goods and services reached communities. Casa de Moda Venus, established in 1968, was one of communist Romania's leading fashion institutions and a symbol of sophistication and craftsmanship. Venus was known for producing elegant, tailored clothing, particularly for women, which blended functionality with modest sophistication. Although its designs were carefully monitored by the state, the fashion house became a symbol of controlled modernization in Romanian fashion. It was part of a broader effort to provide fashionable yet ideologically acceptable clothing to the elite and the public, reflecting the regime's balancing act between promoting national identity and embracing limited Western influences. Venus also offered custom-made clothing for those with political or social power, including diplomats and celebrities, and a significant portion of its output was for export, promoting Romania's cultural and industrial image abroad. After the fall of communism, it struggled to adapt to a free market, but its legacy as a fusion of state-controlled fashion and Western influence endures. Zina Dumitrescu, known as the mother of Romanian fashion, was a leading designer at Casa de Moda Venus during the communist era. She played a key role in shaping modern Romanian fashion, blending Western trends with traditional elements while navigating the constraints of the regime. She mentored top Romanian models and designers, including Cătălin Botezatu, who became a prominent figure in Romania's fashion scene. Zina lived a glamorous life and remained active in the fashion world until her passing in 2019. Today, she is remembered as a trailblazer, inspiring future generations with her creativity and flexibility. In communist Romania, fashion magazines played a key role in shaping the cultural narrative, promoting state-approved styles while navigating the ideological restrictions of the regime. Each issue typically began with a photo of Nicolae Ceausescu, alongside articles praising the achievements of the communist leadership, often featuring his wife Elena, or celebrating progress in the country. Following this, there were occasional features on women's empowerment and notable female figures. Only after that did the magazines shift to their essential content, covering topics such as fashion, childcare, and the dynamics between women and men. Here are some of the most significant fashion magazines from that era. Moda was a key fashion magazine in communist Romania, promoting state-approved trends while blending socialist ideals with controlled Western influences. Targeting women, it offered style advice, fashion trends, and home sewing patterns, emphasizing modest and practical clothing aligned with socialist values. Featuring local designers and garments made in Romanian factories, the magazine presented a controlled version of modernity, fostering creativity within the regime's constraints. It reflected the balance between modernizing Romanian women's image and maintaining ideological control over cultural expression. Almanacul Femeia was another notable publication dedicated to women. Although it wasn't exclusively focused on fashion, it included sections on style, beauty, and domestic life. The almanac offered a mix of practical advice, lifestyle content, and fashion tips, which aligned with the regime's vision for women's roles in society. The fashion content in Almanacul Femeia was typically geared towards promoting modest and functional clothing in line with socialist values, while also incorporating Western influences in a controlled manner. It often featured patterns for home sewing, encouraging women to create their own garments according to the era's approved styles. Overall, Almanacul Femeia served as a reflection of the government's attempt to balance traditional gender roles with an emerging yet carefully controlled modernity, offering its readers a way to engage with fashion within the constraints set by the state. Neckermann, a German catalog company, was popular in communist Romania, providing access to clothing and electronics which were unavailable due to import restrictions. While most Romanians couldn't afford these products, the catalog symbolized Western fashion and lifestyle, especially among the affluent. Despite the regime's control, Romania maintained limited trade with the West, and companies like Neckermann adapted by working with local distributors or the state. The government allowed access to such goods to satisfy demand and offer limited Western products to certain sectors, like party officials or those with higher social status who had better access to foreign items through connections or special privileges. Neckermann's presence was a controlled form of westernization, offering a glimpse of foreign products while maintaining ideological control. During communist Romania, the black market played a crucial role in providing goods that were otherwise unavailable or tightly controlled by the regime. Among the most sought-after items were blue jeans, which became a powerful symbol of Western freedom, individuality, and rebellion. The black market thrived as an informal economy, offering imported goods like electronics, cosmetics, cigarettes, and especially Western clothing. This underground trade flourished due to the severe scarcity of consumer goods and the regime's strict controls on imports and production. Items were smuggled into Romania through diplomats, tourists, or Romanians working abroad. Connections to people with access to foreign travel or goods were essential for obtaining these items. Buying or selling black market goods could lead to severe consequences, such as interrogation, fines, or imprisonment, as the regime sought to suppress any symbols of Western influence. Blue jeans, especially brands like Levi's or Wrangler, were a hallmark of Western culture and modernity. Wearing jeans in Romania during the communist era was a subtle act of rebellion against the regime's push for uniformity and conformity. Jeans were rare and expensive, often sold on the black market at exorbitant prices. The government viewed blue jeans as a threat to communist ideology, associating them with Western capitalist decadence. Despite the risks, the popularity of blue jeans and other Western goods on the black market highlighted the growing cultural influence of the West, even under a tightly controlled, isolationist regime. They symbolize not just fashion but also a longing for personal freedom and modernity. The Victoria store in Bucharest was a key retail institution during communist Romania, offering high-quality clothing inspired by Western trends but adapted to the regime's constraints. While part of the state-controlled economy, the store provided a limited range of exclusive, higher-end fashion, making it a sought-after destination for those with access to imported goods or premium Romanian-made items. Unirea was one of the largest and well-known department stores in communist Romania, located in Bucharest. It was a symbol of the regime's efforts to provide a modern shopping experience while controlling the market. Offering a wide range of products, from clothing to household goods, Unirea was dedicated to the urban population, though its high-end items were mostly accessible to the elite. The store was a key retail hub during the communist era and continues to be a notable landmark in post-communist Romania. Opened in 1975, the Obor store in Bucharest was another prominent retail outlet during communist Romania. Known for its wide range of goods, it offered affordable clothing produced in state-owned factories, often influenced by Western trends. While less exclusive than Victoria store, Obor attracted many shoppers with its accessible fashion, serving as a vital shopping destination in the capital. The store played an essential role in meeting the everyday clothing needs of ordinary citizens, while still adhering to the ideological constraints of the regime. Pocor was also a prominent department store in communist Romania, opened in 1973 in Bucharest. Known for its modern design, it offered a mix of local and imported goods, catering mainly to the political and social elite. The store became a symbol of modernization, showcasing Romania's industrial progress. While luxury items were available, they were largely inaccessible to the average citizen. After the fall of communism, Pocor faced challenges adapting to the market economy, but remains an important part of Romania's retail history. The Adam and Eva stores were also well-known retail outlets in communist Romania, particularly for their clothing and accessories. Positioned as mid-range stores, they offered a variety of fashionable, state-produced items, often reflecting Western trends but adapted to the restrictions of the regime. These stores catered to a broader segment of society, providing more affordable options compared to high-end institutions like Victoria, but still offering better quality than everyday stores. Guban was a prestigious name in the shoe industry of communist Romania, known for its high-quality footwear which combined elegance with durability. Founded in Timișoara, Guban gained a reputation for crafting stylish shoes which catered to both domestic and export markets. The brand became synonymous with sophistication, offering products that stood out in a period characterized by utilitarian designs. During the communist era, the shoe industry played a crucial role in Romania's economy, with state-supervised factories like Guban producing not only for local consumption, but also for international markets, contributing to the country's image abroad. Guban's legacy endures as a symbol of Romanian craftsmanship and innovation in the fashion industry. Adesgo, atelierul de eșarfe, dresuri și gospodărie, founded in 1926, was a key player in Romania's textile industry during the communist era, known for its high-quality hosiery and fine-knit garments. Renowned for durability and craftsmanship, Adesgo produced stockings that were in demand both locally and internationally, with exported items often exceeding domestic quality. Despite regime restrictions, the brand incorporated Western-inspired designs in response to growing fashion trends in the 1970s and 1980s. Domestically, Adesgo stockings were considered a luxury item, available in limited quantities through state-run stores. Remarkably, the brand survived post-communism, continuing to produce hosiery and preserving its legacy. Pionierul, once a major footwear factory in communist Romania, was known for producing practical, durable shoes for children, workers, and the broader population, reflecting the regime's utilitarian ethos. In later years, the factory building housed the Collective Club, where a tragic fire in 2015 claimed many lives, transforming the site into a symbol of both Romania's industrial heritage and a profound national tragedy, the collective tragedy. The communist era left a complex legacy in Romanian fashion. This period stands as a stark reminder of how creativity was limited under authoritarian rule. Today, remnants of communist fashion can still be experienced in former iconic stores like Victoria or Obor. The Obor commercial complex continues to sell clothing made in old Romanian factories, offering visitors a tangible glimpse into the past. The fashion of communist Romania stands as a poignant reminder of the limitations imposed by an oppressive system. Beneath the grey uniformity lay a repressed desire for self-expression, underscoring the harsh impact of control on creativity.